High drama nerds. After approaching one of the hotel workers and having fun with him, the woman realizes that the guy is actually her daughter's half-brother and has come to take revenge on her. The story starts when we see a couple with their child in the car, having a fight, and they don't care about the child crying and continue to their argument. The father, Flex Johnson, is very angry as they are fighting. June, his wife, is also mad at her husband because he has already had a relationship with another woman. However, when Flex denies this accusation and tells June that she has a mental problem, June angrily turns the steering wheel and crash into another car. After the accident, Flex, her husband, is dead. Then we go to 17 years later. Here we meet three women named Kathy, Megan, and Stacy, who are spending time together in a hotel. Kathy just has been chosen as the principal in the school she is teaching, and that's why her friends have taken her to a fancy hotel by the beach. While they are dressed in flashy clothes and drinking wine, it is revealed that Kathy is a single mother living with her daughter Bree. While they are talking, it feels hot in there and they contact the hotel staff for fixing the air conditioner. A young and handsome guy named Ian comes for fixing their problem, and when he is fixing, Megan talks to Ian first and flirts, but it's obvious that Ian is too young for them. Later, when Stacy and Megan are sleeping, Kathy gets out and sit by the pool. As she wants to jump in the water, Ian shows up. They start talking. Ian tries to impress her, but Katie doesn't seem to be impressed. After that, Ian takes off his clothes, attempting to jump in the water. He asks Katie to join him, but Kathy is not interested. Then he goes under the water and looks like he's drowning. Katie, who used to be a lifeguard, quickly jumps in to save him, but Ian laughs and says that he always likes to sit underwater to calm down. When Ian compliments Katie, they go to Katie's room. Ian wants to get close to Katie, but she is not sure and tells him that she doesn't like to interact with young guys this far. But Ian insists until we see Ian and Katie spending the night together on the bed. In the morning, when Katie wakes up, she realizes that Ian is not there, and he has left flour for her before leaving. After this, Kathy and her friend are getting ready to leave. Then it turns out that Ian does not work in that hotel, and one of his friends is an intern at the hotel, and Ian went to replace him for one night. We see Ian in his house, and we find out that Ian lives with his mother and stepfather. His relationship with his stepfather is not good at all, and he is a drug dealer. After this, we see Ian's mother, who is sick, and Ian trying his best to take care of his mother. It turns out that this woman is the same one who was fighting with her husband in the car at the beginning of the movie, so Ian is that crying child. On the other hand, Kathy returns home and prepares to go to school. It's Kathy's first day as a principal, and her daughter is ready to go with her. It turns out that Bree is an introvert and has no friends because kids from her previous school bullied her, and she is not doing very well interacting with people and feels uncomfortable. Just as they are about to leave the school, Kathy sees Ian disappears into the crowd, but she is not sure if he was the guy in that hotel the other night or she is hallucinating. She goes to her office and Bree also enters her new class. When the teacher starts the class, Ian shows up as well, and it is his first day. Then Ian goes to sit next to Bree and they start talking. When the class is over, Bree goes to the school's art gallery and three other students approach her. Steph is Leslie's boyfriend, and the three try to get to know Bree. They want to bring Bree into their group because her mother is the principal of the school and she can do a lot for them. Bree says that she will talk to her mother about it. Steph makes fun of her talking because of her stuttering. Ian appears and confronts him because of that. After Ian leaves, Kathy comes to them. The girls ask Katie if they can take Bree with them to a restaurant. Katie gives them the permission. They go to eat pizza, and when they talk about Ian, Leslie says that she was in a relationship with Ian before. After that, Ian goes to Bree, and when he talks to her kindly, Bree is very surprised and asks him why he is so kind to her, because no one has ever been kind to her. The next day, when Ian and Barry enter the class together, Katie is also there, and when she notices Ian, she is embarrassed and shocked because she had slept with him and now he is her student. Kathy goes to her office and immediately asks her assistant to give her Ian's files. She realizes that Ian is a very troubled guy and does not have a good record at all. She even discovers further about his mental problems, and he did a lot of stuff in his previous school. She is worried now and doesn't know how to face Ian. She decides to call Megan, her friend, over to her house. When Katie is about to leave the school, she notices Ian sitting next to her daughter, so she rushes her to go home. After they get into the car, her mother tells Bree that she's not allowed to talk to Ian anymore because he's not a very good guy. But Bree is not happy about it at all because she likes him and he is the only student at the school who likes her as well. When they go home, Kathy's ex-husband Ben comes to see Bree, his daughter, and they go out for dinner. Ben takes Bree to a restaurant, and Ian, who is following them, enters the restaurant while Barry's father is in the bathroom. Ian comes to talk to Bree. Ben comes and Ian introduces himself and then leaves. A few minutes later, Ben takes Barry back home. Then he talks about Ian and Katie gets very worried. She tells Ben that Ian is not a good guy and she doesn't know why he's chasing after her daughter. That night Kathy gets an idea, in which she goes to school and puts a knife in Ian's locker. The next day she announces that they are going to search all the students' lockers. When they go inside Ian's locker, they find that knife. Kathy takes him to her office and asks him why he is doing all these. Then we find out that Ian has been monitoring Kathy and Barry's life through her social media profiles. Because Katie had put everything online, it was very easy for Ian to know where she was and what she was doing. Ian says that at the hotel that night he was able to find out where she was from Kathy's account information. He even shows Katie the video he recorded in the hotel that night while they were on the bed having fun. Katie is horrified after seeing the video, and then Ian tells her that either she will give him $50,000 or everyone will see the video. He adds that if he takes his money, he will leave Bree alone. Kathy warns him if the video leaks, they both will end up in jail. She tries to calm him down, but he doesn't want to hear anything at all and threatens her that if she doesn't get the money, Kathy and her daughter's life will be in danger. However, Kathy refuses to give him the money because she doesn't trust him and knows that if she does, she will be under his thumb forever and he will harass her for life. She calls the guard and asks him to throw Ian out of the school he is suspended. That day, Gina tracks after Ian to find his house. When Ian is there, he starts fighting with his father and after losing control, he stabs him and then decides to finish the job. At that moment, Gina enters the house and after she tells Ian that she wants to get back together again, Ian, who is afraid that she will notice what he did to his stepfather, angrily yells and kicks Gina out of the house and breaks her car window. After Gina disappears, Ian goes to his mother and tells her to stay there for a few days until he comes back. He then sneaks into the school to talk to Bree. He takes her with him, and when Katie notices that her daughter is not in class, Gina tells her that she walked out of school with Ian. Katie calls Bree and when Ian answers the phone, he tells her that she better pay him because if she doesn't, she'll regret it badly and better not to call the police. Katie, who is panicking, calls Megan to ask her for help. Both of them leave after preparing the money and explained everything to Megan. Meanwhile, we see Ian going to a place with Bree, and when Bree asks him where they are going and why he is acting so strange, Ian surprisingly tells her that her mother is not the person she thinks. Bree, who is confused, doesn't say anything, and when Ian shows her his gun, he surprisingly says that Barry is his little sister and he has to take care of her. We know who Ian is until now, and about Bree. The woman who Ian's father has cheated with was Kathy, then Bree was born as the result. Ian blames Katie for killing his real father, because what Katie did to his father forced his mother to lose her temper and caused that unfortunate accident that night. And after that night, his mother is suffering from depression. He tells Bree his whole story and then admits that he had an affair with Kathy, her mother. After hearing all this horrible stories, Bree is scared and runs away after a little conflict with Ian. But she couldn't get too far from him until Kathy and her friend get at the place. Her friend stays in the car in case something happens so she would be able to call the police. Kathy goes to Ian and calms him down after showing him the money and asks him to let Bree go. When Ian tells the whole story again to Katie in the presence of her daughter, she apologizes to Bree for not telling her who her real father is. Barry feels betrayed by her mother. When Ian tries to shoot them, Kathy attacks him and they fall from the second-floor window of the house. While Kathy recovers from the accident and Ian dies. In the next scene, we see Ian's poor mother who still hasn't left the room and is waiting for her son to come back.